Hello, hello, hello. We are back with our final, maybe, probably, episode of, this round of Destiny 2. Because we're making our solar build. That's the plan for today. We're just working on a solar build. We're going to make ourselves look better than this. This is the original chuck everything on look. We're going to be better. It's going to be good. The plan is to make a build that is solar, but generates ice cubes. Ice pillars, columns, trapezoids. Anyway. We want to generate stasis crystals. That's the goal. We have the OG Vulpecula there that we used for a while. Good couple of seasons. Good gun. Great gun. Always accurate, always good. Loved creating stuff that goes bang with it. We have this Vulpecula that we got recently out of Shattered Throne when it was focused. So it drops in Shattered Throne now, which I think is great because it's a great hand cannon. It has an origin trait now, which is even better. Inflicting subclass debuffs on targets, consume charges when defeating combatants. While charged, the weapon gains significantly more handling, reload speed, and sword charge rate. I love it when my hand cannons have sword charge rate. It's the best. Problem is that this is in the third column and not the fourth column. So, I would love to have subsistence and headstone. Can't have it. Which is unfortunate. I would give up crystalline corpse bloom because headstones is precision final blows, spawn a large stasis crystal. Rapid final blows, spawn a larger stasis crystal. Let's double up and go crazy with it for now. Got tactical mag, hammer forge, rifling, etc. We are going to be experimenting a little bit. And it is tier 5, as I'm sure you're aware. And you can put the ornament on it to make it gold. I won't do that. I do also need to check and see if we have any... where are we? What am I looking for? A heavy weapon. That is... Actually, you know what? Let's just go damage type stasis. And then make it... No, that's fine. We'll have a quick look here. I'm not too worried about swords. Or crossbows, for that matter, really. I'm not too sure if Pie ever tried, but you can get all the way out there with skate and strand gravel. Out where? I don't know. Out into my vault more, or out into the pistol that we were looking at? I'd be very confusing. The Cabal base on the EDZ. Okay. That's... I don't know where there means. If you're talking about the Cabal base and the EDZ, because I haven't been to the EDZ in a couple of days, but I'm happy for you. Alright, so. What do we got? We have a lot of old gear. Kicking around still. We do have this stuff. The unfortunate thing... Well, actually, no, hold on. Can we... So I can't infuse this one up or whatever it's called. But I can with one of these. Enhanced intrinsics, weapon level mementos octet, additional mods, etc, etc. So what happens if I do that? Let's that's just mods. So was it enhanced, is it called? See, I can't do this chain of command, but this chain of command is one of the new ones. So let's go with let's go with this. You need more practice, it's been years. Okay. This is rank 1 that needs to be weapon level 11. I probably shouldn't be spending these resources on this, but I'm gonna. Does it make it so that it becomes a tier 2 weapon, or is that... If I do this... Because it basically is, it just didn't have the tiers at that point. Interesting. Okay. This is crazy. Do you actually see this place because it's just saying how detailed it is? Ah, I don't have a Titan. I do, but I don't use him. So I wouldn't be able to get there anyway. Alright, so... we do have a few chain of command. I don't know if chain of command can come with... Oh no, there we go, there's headstone. The chain of command with headstone. Number of precision hits dealt beforehand. Adaptive munitions is probably a bit better. And then experimental sub-munitions for the fun of it. Stability for that smidge less recoil. Not a terrible option. Your hunters, does well skating still work? Also, you don't have a Titan. I do, I just don't play them. I don't play Titan or hunter, really. I've got them, but they're more gear mules, mostly. Not that I really need to do that anymore, but anyway. Ulterior observation. Destroying a stasis crystal or defeating a frozen target with this weapon grants you frost armor. Fair enough. These are frost as well. They have almost the same perks. Well, they have different, like, bolts and shit, but they have almost the same perks. I believe this chain of command is pass. And about overflow. Target lock. I don't like target lock. I don't like target lock. I've heard it's good on a certain person's retrofit escapade, but Tried getting to Shard of the Traveler from here, but it's so much empty air. Hmm. They have different balls? They do. They do, very different balls. Breaking a combatant's shield. With this weapon fills its magazine from reserves. Energy weapons regenerate ammo on hit when matching the damage type. Yeah. That's fine. The crossbow is apparently pretty cool, but it's a shame that this one, that's the tier 5, doesn't have what I'm looking for on it. Very unfortunate. Okay. Well, if it's not going to be that... then we go with Solar. What do we got for Solar? Grenade launchers. Crime Mutiny. I like Crime Mutiny. I do. But I like it more for its gimmick than anything. Where did I get this? Temporal Claws. This is only recent, but it's clearly a Vex weapon. Maybe Echoes? Not Echoes, Encore, sorry? Maybe. Maybe Encore. I was to change these two. These two. This weapon grants increased damage and handling from final blows with grenades or this weapon. Final blows with this weapon generate an improved amount of grenade energy. Activating your grenade reloads this LMG instantly. Which is amazing. And I could ramp it up further, but I'm not gonna. What's the origin trade on that? It's a good gun to combo with grenades. Yep, certainly is. Sure is. Oh, maybe it was on Nessus. I don't think it's a Nessus weapon, is it? Maybe it is. Dealing damage grants a stacking bonus to magazine size, target acquisition, and range until your next final blow with this weapon. Okay, so it's a boss killer, specifically. Well, that's kind of not... Okay, well... That's a shame. That origin trade's great. Yeah, for bigger stuff. But if you're, like, clearing ads, it's kind of... not. Which is fine. Just clashes with what I thought it was. Outrageous Fortune. And then we're going back to older stuff. This is Archon's Thunder. I don't even remember putting a weapon on there, a shader on this, hey. Did I even use this? Did I use this? When the hell would I have put a... Yeah, 42. I don't know. I don't know when I would have put a shader on that, but alright. I don't remember that machine gun at all. It's just not working out the way that I would like. It's okay. It's fine. EDC is pretty detailed. Yeah. Because we were there for hours yesterday, just like walking every inch of it and going basically from one end of the map to the other, and it was... There's so much stuff. There's so much stuff in the EDZ that's just like used for one random mission in one season and then you never go back. Like you go up past Mavic Square and everything all the way up, like along the coast road up to the mountain, and there's a tower there, and then there's a buff, or debuff technically, that you can get on like a flaming beacon almost. But when you get to 20, it kills you, but it doesn't kill you instantly. You fall to your knees like in an animation, and then you die. Which is very weird. European demilitarized zone. Dead zone. European dead zone. And a village with churches and clock towers behind the Cabal base. Nice. I do love going out of bounds. These shouldn't be here. Okay. We go with Vulpecula in that slot for now. The only reason I'm thinking of the Seraph shotgun here is because I don't have quick access to an Icolos weapon. And I do want something heavier than a primary in that slot. What's this second one again? Collecting an elemental pickup. It's a sidearm though, bro. Like, I don't know what you want. There's Bolt something. Rolling Storm. Final grows. Final blows grant bolt charge. When amplified, final blows grant additional bolt charge. Yep. Probably want Onslaught. I mean, both are good. Can't Sparrowfly if you're going to go into the Distortion. You guys sound like you're very out of bounds. Is this Discord? Yeah, Discord. Final blows refund ammo. That's pretty cool. This weapon gains reload speed, range, and slightly increased damage against combatants for a short time when combat begins. Okay. I don't know if that's something I really want, to be honest. Reloading after dealing a final blow grants cure to you and nearby allies. I mean, it's a shotgun, so yes. I hate slide shot and slideways. I don't like them as perks. I'm not a PvP player. I don't mind a bit of Iron Banner now and then. I don't mind a bit of Iron Banner or various other, like, you know. Oh, I was just storing my cold iced coffee on top of my phone instead of on top of the ice brick where it should be sitting. Elemental explosion. Longer lasting scorch to those nearby. Cool. Yeah. And I'll go with It's funny. You can go with backup mag that greatly increases magazine size, so it goes from 7 to 8. Or you can get Bandolier, which greatly increases ammo generation and magazine size, so it goes from 7 to 8, but also you get +5 ammo gen. The other one's not even that great. Imagine respawning in the EDZ spawn point with no ammo. Shame. Shame, shame, shame. Ammo is gradually transferred when you're amplified. Okay. Back to the vault with ya. Come on, get out of here. What does this bottom one look like? It's it looked like somebody was giving someone the finger in this bottom bit here. Had fun now, getting a headache. You're feeling a bit distorted, are you? Reloads as well itself up to double capacity, which is that's pretty sick. Seventh Seraph saw. It's a grenade one. Improve grenade generation on hit. If you get fire sprites and shit. When I'm back, I think I'll do some things in the Power Heart. Yeah. Like Lazaku. Is Lazaku in the Pale Heart? I thought Lazaku was in the Queen's world. Throne world. Take care of yourself. Get rid of get rid of that headache, yeah? Gotta pair it with Xenophage, it's iconic. Yeah, I haven't even thought about exotics yet. I'm just looking at like what my gear would be if I was switching exotics in and out. Receiving or discharging bolt charge partially loads an improved quantity of the magazine from reserves. Final blows grant bolt charge. So these two together effectively are subsistence. When amplified, final blows grant additional bolt charge, gain increased bolt charge stacks when you have none. Pretty much. chuck that there. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be this tier 3 one. Like, Killing Tally and Meganura are both great perks. That first column is what's really getting me. Grab that one. Get rid of this one. Chuck that one in the vault. Alright. Your garbage. Get out of here. Not going to be using you or you. I might use you, but I doubt it. I feel like D2 meta loadouts always have a grenade launcher or an SMG. Yeah. It's sad how people get locked into like the same shit instead of like doing something a little more like different. Which is fine if you want to have like a good switch your brain off build. I love a good switch your brain off build. That's why I love Sunbraces. But there are other things. Be nice. I thought I am being nice. Am I not being nice? You usually meet Lazaku in a lost sector in the Pale Heart. I don't think so. I don't think so. Because... Or maybe you do. Maybe you do. Because this is a Moments of Triumph thing. I remember seeing something here in the Throne World that was like, talk to Lazaku, but it's from Moments of Triumph. Monument of Triumph. Be nice to the items. Ah. No. That helmet is now Glimmer and will help me get other things I need to spend Glimmer on. Hooray. Okay. So. What are we going to do? I'm thinking I want to use Hellion. I haven't used Hellion before. Hellion's only new for me. And I know it's been around for a while, but I haven't used Hellion yet. Part of the campaign? Yeah, I probably did it. Seeing Lazaku on the Throne World was obviously the thing that threw me. Mountaintop Recluse, Witherhoard Icolos, Osteostriga, Forbearance, Ignition Code, Funnel Web. Yeah. Yeah. If, oh, what about the Hellion Exotic from Edge of Fate? Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. That's what I was thinking of. Healing Solar, Firebolt, Fusion Grenades have enhanced functionality. Healing improves the strength of cure and restoration. Consuming a healing grenade with heat rises also applies restoration to nearby allies. Increase Linger, Blobs of Lava. See, if I go Sunbracer, that's exactly what's going to happen. Fire weapons, melee, and throw grenades while gliding. Hold a consuming grenade, gain heat rises. Release a burst of heat energy. But Hellion here. Back in Witch Queen, I mained Osteostriga so hard. I still haven't finished making it. I haven't built it. I got to do the quest for it. I've done barely any of Witch Queen. I haven't even done the campaign. My retrofit escapade is 90 now. Yeah, I was talking about your specific retrofit escapade just before. Yours, not just any. Never used Hellion. Main Osteo and PvP. It was fun. Got to 5,500. Nice. Hellion. The molten remains of a Cabal magma launcher barrel still sing in the solar light that ends its fire. The heavens open at your command, and from them rains vengeful flame. Activate your class ability to summon a solar mortar that lobs flaming projectiles at distant targets. Targets damaged by the mortar are scorched. Hellion damage is scaled by the enhanced benefit of the grenade stat. Okay. It's like Arc Buddy, but solar. So I think we might get Skyburner's Oath as well. Never used the Hellion exotic, but I used normal Hellion a lot, prismatic. Okay. Healing Firebolt, Fusion, Trip Mine, Thermite, Incendiary. I mean, Solar's still good. So Icarus Dash has 3 slots now. I don't like Incinerator Snap. I'm sure that it would be good, but like Celestial Fire just has more range to it, you know? Like I do like the what's his name? The car name. Mustang. Fullmetal Alchemist. Colonel Mustang? Dr. Mustang? Not Dr. Mustang. Lieutenant Mustang? Something. How else will you light lanterns at festivals or other celebrations? Yes. Yeah, anyway. Nades are nades are nades. So I'm just going to unequip all of these. And we'll come back to that in a minute. Continue exploring the moth yards. Defeat the witness in the mission Excision. Don't forget to do Excision. If you haven't done Excision yet this week, I'm going to keep saying it. You've got to do Excision this week at least once. Find and destroy corruption. Yep, we did that. That was yesterday. Colonel Mustang for Fullmetal Alchemist. That's the one. That's the ability that it's based on. To snap your fingers and have fire come out of it. Dream to free sub. Give it to me. You're already subbed. You fucking numpty. You show me, please. Yeah. It'll probably take a second for it to recharge, but yeah, I can show you. Because it's down. Is there a flag here somewhere? Can you have the sub? You're also already subbed. I don't think there's a flag here. It won't take long because I'm full into melee. By the looks of it. I have no grenade, but I have all the melee. Which is insane. Can you not extend on Twitch? Not as a gift sub, no. Gift subs don't extend. You can extend your own, but you can't extend gift subs because you're already subbed, so it doesn't gift. I'll tell you what, I'm gonna be nice. Alright. Where are we? And we will go... Yeah. Alright. There you go. Alright, so your ability. You probably already knew this, but the new Lucent Ornament's eyes glow when your super's charged. And the color is based on your equipped super. The ones that are in the pass. This one. My super's not charged yet, but I get the idea. Yeah, okay, so here we go. Here's the snap. Like it's like just a full on, and a bunch of fireballs come out. It's very good at close range. But I don't like it compared to the proper one. I say proper because it's crazy thinking of using another one. Manager gave me a refund. Yeah. Yep. All right. So exotics. We need to think of exotics that work with the Warmind stuff. Right? Which I don't think... It doesn't say any exotics, does it? Because there's one that's like, or anything manufactured by Tex Mechanica, but this isn't exotics that are Warmind related. It's just 7th Seraph or Icolos. Which means we either need AoE weapons. I didn't think of that. Grenade launchers count for that. AoE weapons, or solar weapons, or stasis weapons that create crystals. Which, oh god, hold on, I need to drink. By the way, since when do old activities get cosmetics? I got a projection from the last time we did Warden of Nothing. Yeah, everything does stuff now. Everything has stuff in it. Just about. Just about. Like, you'll just get, like, especially if you're in playlists and stuff, all sorts of stuff that would have been going to Eververse or whatever over the next couple of seasons is just in the game. Salvation script could be a mess. It could be amazing. Right? It could be sick. The weapon's uncharged projectile deals bonus damage to stasis crystals and frozen targets, rapidly destroying multiple stasis crystals. Reloads from reserves. Hold charge to release fire. Charged projectiles create a pattern of stasis crystals on impact and freeze nearby targets. And then the masterwork is destroying crystals or defeating frozen targets gives you frost armor. Which, I mean, that's an option. Pretty much everything else that I can see is not cold. We do have Winter Bite. What does Winter Bite even do? What does Winter Bite do? Weapons melee attacks deal increased damage and slows targets when loaded with ammo. Okay. Applies a large ball of energy that locks onto nearby targets and freezes them. Okay. Cool. That's fine. It's fine. Ooh, it's spiky. See, that looks menacing. Because it looks like it's an axe as well, right? But I don't know, this just seems something that, like, because it's barbed, you're kind of like, ooh, that's not, I don't, Ow. It's like a moving turret. Huh? Is it? I thought it says... Fires a large ball of energy that locks onto nearby targets and freezes them. Ah, so it's not a big frigid glaive, the BFG. So it's not a just a ball that shoots out and freezes whatever's in front of it. You actually fire it out and it freezes other things. Interesting. All right. It's an option. We don't have it unlocked yet, but we'll get it soon enough. Yeah, okay. Well, it's not gonna be a heavy. Isn't symmetry arc? Why is half of them... What the fuck is going on? Half of these are showing their level and element, the other half aren't. Weird. Anyway. Jotun, Ariana's Vow, Symmetry. Alright, where are we? It's not going to be in this category anyway, because these are secondaries. I suppose, yeah, there's solar secondaries still. Still hunt. I got this catalyst, but I was thinking it was a different gun. What's the... What's the other one? Cloud Strike. Right, that's what I was thinking it was. Dragon's Breath? Maybe. How do you unlock these? Is it just mission drops? Some are random, so you'll still... There is like a random, like, oh, I got an exotic, I wonder what it could be. And then you take it back and you cash it in and they give you a random exotic. It is on a knockout system. So for that pool of exotics that are random, you will rotate through until you get all of them. These and armor. But there are a bunch that you unlock through quests. So you'll unlock them through quests and do it. Some quests, some random drop from specific activities, a lot of pure RNG. Yeah. Do you hoard them or can you get rid of them and later recraft them? You can recraft them. Yeah, this is my collections book. So I can just go, oh, I want, what do I want? I want another one of these. Grab one of these out and you can see it costs 3,000 glimmer and 2 enhancement cores. Boom. And I've got it. And now it's in my inventory. I can just, boop. I've got it. But you can see that there's like a kill counter on it and that sort of stuff. And usually, usually you kind of become attached to the ones that you use regularly. So you're like, oh, I don't want to dismantle it because I'll lose the number. I know that gun. That's a prrt gun that changes modes if you don't aim. Correct. Correct. Yeah, I've used the fuck out of that. It's a good gun. But it's arc. So it's not helping us today. But it's a good gun. What's the exotic solar bow? TQ's divination. Oh, and hierarchy of needs actually. Charges and deploys a guidance system. Precision hits and final blows build guidance ring energy. Opposing guardians grant additional energy at full charge. Hip firing creates a guidance ring. Which means arrows fired through the guidance ring release seeking projectiles which scorch targets and do damage based on distance traveled. Okay. I don't completely understand. It is a Warmind weapon, funnily enough. Which is nice. I had no destiny. You're learning. Yeah, it's very good. And I'm not being sarcastic. I'm genuinely like, that's awesome. What about Ace of Spades with Chromatic Fire? I don't want to do that. It would be good as like the AoE and stuff, but I feel like it limits like you're leaning into a different part of the build, you know what I mean? Like it's like you're going in a different direction. It could be fine. You know, it could be decent. Precision weapons with this weapon increase reload speed, cause the target to explode, dealing solar damage to nearby enemies. Reloading after a kill. Loads the magazine with a few extra damage bullets. I mean, it's not a terrible idea. We'll put it on the maybe pile. Firefly has a different icon on Ace. Yeah, because technically it's a different perk. So like you have normal Firefly, but because it is a combo, it's Firefly plus what is it? Lucky Bullet? What's the other one? Was it Lucky Bullet? Lucky Rounds? Something like that. Like it still says it's Firefly, but it's also got the like this as like basically a combo for it. Third Eye, I think. I don't remember. I have no idea. Hawkmoon might have it. Hipfire grip, textured grip, garbage. That's right, because they're random, aren't they? You get them from Xur. Revision 0 is just a good rifle, right? Just shoots good bullets. And good bullets mean good. Fire your allies to grant woven mail. Firing this weapon. Sustained damage severs the target. Gives you and allies woven mail. Deals more damage while you have woven mail. Fair enough. That's not bad. That gun looks cool. What was that? Which one? The cannon? The hand cannon or the navigator that I was just on? The last one or the second last one? I'm assuming you mean Hawkmoon? So it's I suppose it's an equivalent of Destiny's, like a deagle. Like obviously it's not a deagle, but it's like that sort of vibe of like, oh, it's the big one. No, not the pistol. Oh, Revision 0. This one. It's a rifle. You can change different things around on it. I don't know where to get these ornaments for it. Does the scope flip up? It's got a scope on it. What do you mean? The scope's covered by one of the options you did? Is it? You mean the side scope? That's like a... Like it might. I'm assuming it does. Because you have... Oops. You have, like different modes and different things you can do with it. So like, holding the button does things and stuff and changes stuff and... I barely used it. It's unlocked with the intrinsic perks from the Seraph space missions. The ornaments, yeah. I'm assuming that it goes up. Ironically, Hawkmoon used to be my favorite in D1, but it got so much worse in 2. Apparently, it was at its best in year 1 of D1. I only got to play with it in year 2 because it was a PlayStation exclusive weapon. So I only got to play with it after Taken King. And everybody at that point was like, it's been neutered, it sucks. So I was like, okay. Well, I just stopped caring about it. Sidescope flips up in sniper mode. There you go. There you go. You love some black gold stuff? Oh, mate, we can turn any of the weapons into black gold. For sure, for sure. Could use Vergless Curve. Conditional Finality, where's it from? Oh, Riddle Nightmares, never mind. Oh, that's the shotgun though, isn't it? Is this the shotgun? Yeah, this is the shotgun that's got the 2... Yeah, okay. Vergless Curve, Wicked Implement, Aegis Scepter, Cryesthesia. I don't think... Like... Direct hits by a charge shot instantly freeze the target. Indirect hits freeze combatants. And slow opposing guardians. So, direct hits, freeze. Indirect hits, freeze. Okay, that's good. You could just say hits, freeze. Long press X, swap firing mode after a final blow to enable a charge shot. Isn't this the sidearm that's like a beam? Basically. Quite a few black and gold shaders. Yeah. Is Sturm Han Solo's pistol? No. It's like the golden gun from James Bond. You know, have you seen the man with the golden gun? It's a Luger, basically. Have you seen the man with the golden gun? How he builds the gun and he's got like the matchbox and the pen and the fucking all the shit, and he's like, it's all laid out on the table. Victor Scaramanga. Fucking great movie. Great movie. I love the end of that. It's so trippy. Going through his fun house and shit. Oh, I love it. I think you've seen all the Bond movies. I've seen all of them except for like after Skyfall. I haven't seen Spectre. Who's your favourite Bond? Roger Moore. Roger Moore. I do like Sean Connery. It's not that I dislike Sean Connery, but Roger Moore's my favourite. Just because he's the first one that I grew up with. Like, we had access to all of them, but I liked his movies better at the time when I was a kid. So, that was just what I saw first and the most of. Yours is Pierce Brosnan. Pierce Brosnan's good. I don't mind Pierce Brosnan. He did some good ones. I think Die Another Day is an underrated movie. I think that's a great movie. It changes the formula of Bond movies ever so slightly. But it does feel like... It feels like the in-between movie from GoldenEye that followed the old school formula pretty much to a T. As they all were. They were all... 90% of them were all pretty much the same. And then... Not that that's a bad thing. And then... Casino Royale, after it, was very different because it was trying to remake the original Casino Royale book, which when it was first made into a movie, it was basically a comedy, and a lot of people don't realize that that was a James Bond movie. It just didn't have James Bond as the main character. Everyone thinks it's Dr. No, which it isn't, technically. Dr. No is just the first of the actual Bond series. It wasn't the first Bond movie. Favorite Casino Royale because of the nut slapping part? Yeah, sounds like something you'd enjoy. What's the formula that they changed? So it was in the era that was a lot more... Like, they tried to make it more like twist and turn. Like... It was like they were modernizing it. They were revamping things. And it didn't take off as well because they ditched a little bit of the old formula. There's still plenty of the old formula in there. You know, you can still see the same James Bond beats but they were sort of modernizing things a little bit with the way that the villains worked and like just little tweaks to the actual formula. But it was still a Bond movie. It's just a lot of people were like, I don't like it, it's different. But I thought it was still good. And then Casino Royale was like way different. Like I didn't like Casino Royale so much when it first came out. It's fine. It's a fine movie. With Le Chiffre. But I didn't enjoy it as much because I'm like, where are the gadgets? I watch these movies because I like gadgets. And they didn't fucking have any. Well, they did. It's like, he's got a defibrillator in his car. That's not a gadget. Come on. Do you have a specific example? I'm curious. Like, no. So if you know the tropes of the Bond movie, which funnily enough, we went through like 3 days ago, it follows basically the same path almost every time. It starts off, every Bond movie, or 99% of them, start off with, ever since Daniel Craig, they got a little duller. They're trying to be a little more grounded. They tried to make things a little more grounded, especially with Casino Royale. It was like, you know, they were like, oh, we need to make it more realistic and gritty and blah, blah, blah. Batman Begins. Didn't need to happen. Part of James Bond is the fact that it's like goofy, world-ending shit. And it still touched on that a little bit, but it wasn't as full on. But yeah, so there was like, you would follow through. They had gambling in it. They have gambling in like half the Bond movies. Most of the time he plays Baccarat, and he was supposed to play Baccarat in Casino Royale as he did originally, but they changed it to Texas Hold'em because they wanted to attract an audience that understood. That's their words, not mine. Because they're like, people don't play Baccarat, people don't understand Baccarat. It is literally the most popular and biggest game at the casino. It's just the people that don't go to casinos are like, I know poker. Baccarat's for nerds? No, Baccarat is boring as fuck. Poker's boring as fuck, don't get me wrong. I don't like poker either. At least Baccarat is more of a chance-based game rather than a bunch of people sitting around trying to outwit each other, even though they can't change what's on the cards. But Baccarat is, as far as a game is concerned, it's a coin flip. Only nerds have anything to do with Baccarat? I think that was the problem. I think that was what they were saying, right? Is that too many people don't know Baccarat. But, like, a lot of... Like, anybody that gambles or has gone into a casino for any period of time knows Baccarat. All the old James Bond movies, he plays Baccarat. That's what he plays. That's James Bond's game. And then Casino Royale comes around, and it's like a reboot, and he's playing poker. And that's fine, but it's still like a little... Oh, we're not playing Baccarat anymore, I see. Like, even Pierce Brosnan played Baccarat when he went to casinos. They were Baccarat games that were at those casinos. Like, he played Baccarat against Senior on a top. Yeah, it's just the thing. Mahjong's the best. Mahjong doesn't get played at a lot of casinos anymore, though. Like, it is at certain places. But even, like, Pai Gow, which is not Mahjong, I know, but it's, like, a similar type of game, in the sense it has all the tiles and everything. But mostly it's because Mahjong is not versus the dealer or versus the casino, and because poker is also not versus the dealer or the casino. That's the one that people know, so they play it, but Mahjong is more like a let's play Monopoly. Except people gamble. Ever shop refreshed? Have you checked yet? No, I haven't. I have not. Anyway, they all follow the same sort of path. The start of the movie is the end of a mission that you will never see. Right? The first 5 minutes is usually him finishing off a mission. I think I'll go energy. I think we could go Sunshot. We could go Sunshot. I've heard that Sunshot is a little bit broken at the moment, which is sick. Sunshots explode, highlights targets, that take damage. It highlights targets now? Okay. I don't know what the masterwork is. We could do that. We could go with Skyburner's Oath, which I've heard is very good now too. And then he goes back to base, has like some sort of debrief or whatever. You see something about the bad guy doing something. You see Bond going to Q Branch and checking out the gadgets for the mission, and it's always like really random shit that you're like, how would this ever come in handy? And they're like, don't worry, we thought about him using random stuff first and then wrote the Q scene later. And then he goes off on his mission. There's some undercover shenanigans. There he meets some sort of femme fatale and or damsel in distress type character. It could be either. Sometimes she's evil. So if there's two women in the movie, usually one of them is evil. He fights his way through. He eventually, like, sometimes he gets captured, sometimes he doesn't, but eventually he fights his way to the bad guy's lair of some sort. He does all the shit. He gets to the final bit. He kills the bad guy, usually in some sort of extraordinary way. Like, he never, well, maybe once or twice, but he never just shoots the guy. Right? He doesn't just like, oh, it's you, bang. Like, it's always some sort of extravagant, like, why don't we freeze him with a wave of oh, what is it? What's it called? Brain. Liquid nitrogen. We could freeze him with some liquid nitrogen, and it'll shatter him, or maybe we'll shoot him with a special bullet that is made to expand and you know, blow up fucking rafts or some shit. Like, you know, maybe I'll shoot this bullet out of a pen that'll explode once it hits, or you know, I'll launch him into space on a. It's like, it's just such random shit. Like, maybe they'll be up on top of the Golden Gate Bridge, and he'll push them off. Like, it's all sorts of. Or I'll drop a satellite dish on them. It's never just like, and then he shot them, right? So that happens, and then everyone's like, oh, we're fine, we're safe, everything's okay. And then whoever the villain's second-hand person is, like their right-hand man, and it could be like a lieutenant, or it could be an assassin that the bad guy hired, or whatever. Whoever the secondary antagonist is, who's usually working for the villain, the main villain, they pop up at the end. After all the dust settles, they suddenly reappear for one last fight. And as far as the story is concerned, it could be 2 minutes later, after the bad guy has died, or it could be a month later in the Italian mountains, and James Bond's just driving along, and then this car appears behind him, and it's got the fucking assassin out for vengeance or whatever. Whatever it is, the next scene is them fighting the secondary bad guy, who usually, that secondary bad guy has some sort of gimmick, right? Think like Jaws with the metal teeth, or what's her name with the shoes that have the dagger in them, or the twins that had like the one messed up eye, shit like that, right? And then that finishes. Bond will then have a scene with whatever the Bond girl of the movie is, that is usually either them about to have sex, or is alluding to them hooking up somewhere. Could be in a room, could be randomly in a fucking secret thing. He usually uses some sort of gadget in that scene that will like fog up the windows, or, you know, short out the security camera that's watching them, or whatever. And half the time, there will be somebody from Q Branch or somebody from MI6 that is trying to contact him over the radio at that point as well. Somebody's trying to reach him. And they're like, Bond, can you hear us? Bond? Bond? And then it's like he drops his watch in a glass of water or some shit. It's the same pattern all the time. Right? And people are going to be like, oh yes, but in this one movie, yeah, I know. But the Bond trope is like, this is the movie. And that's great. I love Bond movies. Die Another Day did follow that most of the way. But there were certain things that changed. There was a lot of like camera work and stuff that changed as well. So like a lot of the way that the scenes were shot, a lot of the stuff that was like you don't necessarily look at Die Another Day and go, that's a Bond movie. If you've watched a lot of the older ones, you can sort of recognize, like, oh, I'm pretty sure this is a James Bond movie. Die Another Day felt very different. And it may have also been the first Bond movie shot in HD. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that part, but it did definitely feel a lot more modern in a lot of ways. They still followed the tropes a lot of the way, but there were little changes here and there throughout. And then, obviously, as we mentioned before, Casino Royale came out, and that was that. This new bug, ship sparrows and ghosts can be stolen by Bright Dust. Buy for Bright Dust, get, equip a copy from collections, then refund the original. Huh, there you go. That would have been good to know yesterday. Alright, what do we got? I do want that. The Storm Dancer's brace thing. I could have sworn I had this ornament. Maybe I got a different one. For sweet business. Disc jockey. I've seen this one in the tower a fair bit. Winged runner. That's kind of cool. It's like a Golbat. What's the other bat? Zubat, Golbat, and then there's like the alternative that it can evolve into. Some other bat. I don't know. Pokemon. You can't refund Bright Dust purchases. You can if it's a package. If it's a package, you can. I don't know about vehicles, but I know that if you were to buy like a set of gear, like a suit of ornaments, that you can. Only works with sparrows, ships, and ghosts. I've never tried to refund any of this stuff because I've never bought any of it, I don't think, with Bright Dust or whatever. Wait, Wasteland Racer? Oh, yeah. Got spikes and shit on it. That's cool. And then we got some shaders and stuff here. Ceramic alloy. I don't mind that. Nice, nice black and white shader. I do want this though. I do want that though. Alright. Where were we? We've been double derailed. Skyburner's Oath is option number 1. Sunshot is option number 1 as well. Polaris Lance. I actually really liked Polaris Lance. Polaris Lance was great. I'm pretty sure I've done the catalyst for it. Zen moment, hey? Precision hits return ammo to the mag, landing 4 shots. Loads a delayed solar explosive round that scorches targets on your next shot. Yeah, that's fun. I remember I know I've got one of these ornaments because I've switched to it before. I think it's this one. I don't know why it's saying I don't, but whatever. I'll be annoyed. But I know this ornament, specifically this one, that has the really long barrel on it, because it changed where the bullet came out by like a meter, and it gave it a huge barrel, it actually extended the range. Right? Which is insane. It's got to be Lord of Wolves for you if it's solar. Isn't Lord of Wolves broken at the moment? Don't they have to fix Lord of Wolves because it's like it doesn't do its burst anymore or something? Could go Jotun. Jotun was good fun too. Disorients as well. Hold in the trigger to charge up a tracking shot that explodes the birds on impact. Yeah, good old toaster. Good old toaster. Oh, they don't have the... Oh, you probably can't buy it separately. The old, Season of Opulence ornament. I know that there's a boss, a mini-boss in the game that you can only damage with Telesto now too. So that's kind of cool. Shield-piercing ammunition comes with a scope strong against barrier champions. Okay, so that's nothing now. It was exciting in the beginning. Breaking a match shield or piercing a champion's barrel causes a target to ignite. That's kind of cool. So it explodes. Bonus damage when aiming down sights on opening shot of attack. It's preserved if the shot deals precision damage or strikes an elemental shield. Okay. Not terrible. Increases magazine size. Holstering this weapon automatically reloads it after a short period of time. Okay. That's kind of cool. I don't mind it. Been broken since final shape. Damn. Prometheus lens, meh. Devil's Ruin, high-powered laser, strong against unstoppable champions. Okay. Or I could just use a laser. Got a laser, scorches targets, hit and ignites them when defeated. Final blows create fire sprites though, that's kind of cool. Tommy's matchbook could be interesting. Sustain fire with the weapon overheats at increasing damage, but burning the user. Overheat damage is reduced while not aiming down sights. I don't have the catalyst for it. I'm pretty sure I've got the Tommy gun. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've got this, though, which I like. I think that looks sick. I think that looks awesome. Favorite solar weapon is Skyburners and Zuli's Bane with Firefly Incandescent. Yeah. So this is one of my chase weapons overall. Like I would like to not stop playing Destiny without getting this. Because I had this in D1 and I want it back. I miss it. It needs to be part of my life again. And I know it's very different in D2, but I want it back. Dead Messenger does all three, doesn't it? No. Grants the weapon temporarily increased damage when you apply or gain an elemental buff or debuff that matches the weapon's type. One shot that fires 3 projectiles. Okay, so the exotic part is that it can change. That's nice. Tessellation. Adapts its damage type to match your equipped grenade. Okay, that's good, because it'll be solar. Final blows grant grenade and transcendence energy. Well, we don't have transcendence, so it's going to kind of defeat the point. Okay, never mind. Vex Mythic class is crazy right now. Yeah. I'd kill a god for that gun, but not with 5 people that make my autism scream with sensory overload. You need to find a more chill raid group, mate. I mean, so do I, but it's not the point. Duality. I don't remember duality. Majority of the pellets or pellet final blows grants stack and precision damage and a reload speed buff. Precision hits with slugs extend the duration. Fires a pellet spread in hip fire or a single high damage slug with aiming. Interesting. Interesting. I mean, okay. Okay. That's fine. Tiku's I've never really used either. Tiku's is basically, what's the Arc one that came out around about the same time? Oh no, it came out before it, sorry. Trinity Ghoul. Arrows fired while aiming down sights called Sacred Flames to instantly detonate. If firing this weapon fires multiple tracking projectiles, targets marked by these projectiles explode upon death, or when struck by another Sacred Flames explosion. Precision hits with perfectly drawn arrows increase the power of the detonation, so make things go boom. I'm not seeing anything about Scorch. Not seeing any Scorch here. It is explosive, so it is area of effect. Red Death Reform, Still Hunt. What's Icebreaker from again? Vesper's Host. Right. Interesting. I remember sitting up with Icebreaker and being in hard mode Templar and everyone just sitting up on the rock with Icebreaker and just pounding fucking rounds into it. Alright, screw it. Let's go Skyburner's Oath. We all knew where this is where that was going. We'll just grab that out. And the cheeky Sunshot as well. And then I'll do the smarter thing and check my vault and see if I actually have that already. Energy. Solar. Exotic. There's a Sunshot. There's a Skyburner's Oath. Damn it. Got Narian's Vow, got Tommy's Matchbook. Yeah, see, they've all got ornaments on them already. There's Still Hunt. Does Still Hunt have... Oh, it's got a couple. Final Ace. Ooh, one shot. That's pretty nice too. Not bad. Go on then, grab that out as well. So this has been changed from what I understand. Defeat Cabal enemies using Skyburner's Oath to unlock this upgrade. Yeah, we can do that. Defeat a target, spread Scorch to those nearby. Oh, this is the masterwork. Okay, hold on. The weapon's full auto, does extra damage to Cabal and penetrates phalanx shields, which is good. But it's anti-barrier now, so that's pointless. That's just an auto scout rifle, which that's fine. That's fine. Fine. It's fine. Catalyst is so good. Oh, I'm keen. I'm going to get to it. Top 3 exotics you can think of right now. Skyburner's Oath, Jotun, the other one that I just picked up. The third one. The hand cannon that goes boom. Makes popcorn out of thralls. I don't know, man. I don't really, like... I'll be here for the next half an hour being like, oh, well, you know... And I'm really... Like, these are the 3 that I can think of right now if you want to be instant about it. Witherhoard, Anarchy, Finalities, Augur. I only know Witherhoard. I've never used the other 2. The weapon lobs explosive slugs. When you're aiming down sights, the slugs travel super fast and straight. They hit scan. At least they used to be. When you're firing from the hip, it's larger and applies Scorch to the target. Yeah, and they go thub, 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 thub. When upgraded to a masterwork, the weapon will obtain enhanced capabilities. Yeah, we know that. Defeating a target spreads Scorch to those nearby. More powerful combatants and opposing guardians cause Scorch in a larger radius. Okay. Dealing sustained damage scorches the target. Dealing damage to a scorched target inflicts Scorch. So doesn't Scorch work if you get enough stacks of Scorch, it ignites automatically? Isn't that a thing? Pretty sure that's the thing. You will automatically be 300, because this has just come out of the vault. Fresh and hot out of the oven. We could go the OG, but it looks gross. We could go the Red Legion version. Or we can go the Callus version. Ew. Ew. Go away. Keitel doesn't have any fashion sense. Did I grab Jotun out of there? Do I have a Jotun in here? I do not have a Jotun in here. That's alright. Now I do. Or I didn't grab one out of the... Yeah, I know. I understand. I get it now. Sunshot with its 2k kills. We have a couple of ornaments for it, not a heap. Vexplosion. Break shot. I like that. That looks pretty sick. And then the melted one. Hello? Oh, yep. Yeah, the one that looks like it's been dipped in magma. Or the one that I've got on at the moment. Can't believe I spent so long talking about James Bond. Grandpa, what's a Red Legion? I'll tell you when you're older. Lord of Wolves, Thunderlord, and Baradiad. Okay. I'll rephrase your question. And I already know your answer, Saint, because your answer answered that anyway. But if you could equip an exotic in every weapon slot, what 3 exotics would you equip? And you got to think, if you can equip an exotic in every weapon slot, then they can synergize. This goes for anybody. Pion, you're also part of everybody. Got solar in there. Solar here. Solar there. Not that one. These are both solar and cold. Can I reset you? Can we just reset shit? No? Oh yeah, here we go. Reset. Alright. Rapid precision hits with solar weapons grant Radiant. Rapid precision hits with stasis weapons grant Frost. Yeah, that's pretty great. While Radiant deal increased damage to combatants affected by strand or stasis debuffs. Yes. Solar super grants nearby allies Radiant and increases the damage of your super for each nearby ally. Nah. Breaking a combatant's shield temporarily grants you damage resistance. While your super is nearly fully charged, ability final blows or spawn orbs of power. I think that's like a... Okay. Radiant causes solar weapons to apply scorch to unscorched combatants. Kind of do that anyway with most of the weapons I'm going to use that are... rocket launchers and grenade launchers grant armor charge. I think... I gotta go with... While Radiant... You will burn things. Right? Because precision hits with solar weapons grant Radiant. Really need that Vex skin for Sunshot? Yep. When I do all campaigns on Warlock, I'll main that. Yeah, do that and Sunbraces and you'll never have to worry. Strand. Defeating a frozen target spawns stasis crystals. Rocket launchers. Breaking a combatant's shield with a strand or stasis weapon has a chance to suspend or freeze. Stasis final blows against slowed or frozen targets. Release a burst that slows combatants and grants frost armor to allies caught in the blast. Oh, pardon me. Rapid final blows with rocket launchers. Okay. Go that one. We'll go... that one, I guess. And then... yeah, sure. Slot 3. Strand. Shattering frozen targets and stasis crystals. Deals increased damage. That's pretty great. While radiant solar precision final blows cause combatants to ignite. Did they do that anyway? Oh no, it ignites the explosion. I was so confused. You only remember your fire team weapon precision final blows increase weapon damage until you're defeated. That's kind of sick. Rocket launcher consumes 1 stack of armor charge. While frost armor is active, stasis precision blows cause combatants to release a freezing burst. That's kind of cool too. That's pretty sick too. I think I'll go with the ignitions. Not bad, not bad. Okay. Which one was that? This one. Okay. Exotic armor. Which we should have grabbed while we were in here. It's interesting that it doesn't show the element on exotics. Like, I understand most don't have, but there's plenty that do. Your Daybreak projectiles ignite. Your Scorch deals additional damage and builds to more powerful ignitions. Dealing damage with Scorch or ignitions grants melee energy. That's good, even though you look like a fucking blowfly. Not doing sun braces. Sun braces is good, but I'm not doing sun braces. We got to do something different. Sun braces is great, and I have a lot of fun. But I want to do something new, fresh, you know? I really want to try out Skull of Dire Hamkara since they changed it too, because they've got double Nova Bomb. So you get Lance back, which is... I loved Lance. Lance was good fun. The Stag. Damage reduction. Rift energy when you're wounded. On your death creates a healing rift. Yeah, that's good for co-op. Baradiad, Thunderlord. But for the energy slot, I might actually pick Choir. Since Wolves is used mainly to make up for the lack of exotic DPS. It's fair. Could do Claws of Ahamkara for the extra melee, but... You know, instead of solar grenades, I could go healing grenades. And I could ditch my rift and use an empowering rift. Maybe. I do want a set of these. Eunoia. Alien projectiles deal increased damage the further they travel and eventually fracture into scorching shrapnel, which is awesome. I'm pretty sure I've got a set of them in the vault. What's Mantle of Battle Harmony do again? Final blows or sustain damage with weapons matching your equipped super. Grant you super energy. When it's full, you instead gain a temporary bonus to weapon damage of that type. When you've exhausted your super, matching elemental weapons damage temporarily causes explosions around the target. Okay. So does it use your super? Or can you sit on your super and the buff you get to your weapons is only for like 10 seconds or some shit? I mean, it could be good. If I lean into like Sunshot, which is not the plan, really. You could sit on it. On what? Mantle of Battle Harmony. Starfire protocol's only for fusion grenades, yeah? Additional charge and repower from empowered weapon damage. With empowered weapon final blows, granting more energy, defeating targets with fusion grenades. Geomags, Lunafaction. Prometheum Spur. I know they changed it. While a Solar Super is equipped, weapon final blows grants class ability energy. Defeating targets with your weapon, while standing in a healing rift, creates a pulse that grants radiant to you and nearby allies. Okay. So the rift has a pulse, or the target has a pulse? I'm hoping it's the rift. An empowering rift instead grants cure. I think we could. We could check it out. If Barrow's low range gets annoying, I'll swap it for Outbreak. Fair enough. Boost the assembler healing boots. Rain of Fire? Air dodge reloads all of your weapons and improves the airborne effectiveness. When they say air dodge, do they mean specifically Icarus Dash? Or do they mean this gives you an air dodge? Because it doesn't say Icarus Dash, you know? I feel like that's confusing. For me and my old man brain. A Strand Order rifle I got for pre-ordering Lightfall. Yeah, it's good. It's a good rifle. Icarus and Weave Walk. Ah, yeah, Weave Walk. I forgot about that. Reloads all your weapons. Improves the airborne effectiveness of fusion rifles, linear fusion rifles. Final blows with these weapons make you radiant. Provides a moderate benefit to airborne effect. I mean, I know heat rises is a thing. And that's great. And I utilize it occasionally, but I don't know. Prometheum Spur, Eunoia. What's Wings of Sacred Dawn do now? They've changed that too. While you have a Solar Super equipped, aiming weapons while you're mid-air suspends you there for a short time. Yep, that's normal. While this effect is active, you are more resistant to incoming damage, and combatants are less accurate. That's also cool. Weapon hits extend the effect's duration, and solar weapon final blows provide restoration, and reload other weapons from reserves. Provides a large benefit to the airborne effectiveness stat of all weapons. Hold on. What's the difference between cure and restoration? Because I know Radiant, like, powers up your weapons and shit. Mission, Scorch, Cure. You are healed in a burst of mending light. Okay. You regenerate health and shields over time. Cannot be interrupted by taking damage. Ah. Right. Okay. Fair enough. Because we're getting rapid precision hits, grant radiant. While radiant, increase damage to those that are frozen. Defeating frozen targets to stasis crystals. Stasis final blows against slowed or frozen targets release a burst that slows combatants and grants frost armor. Stunning a champion. Shattering frozen targets with stasis crystals deals increased and stasis crystals deals increased damage. Shattering stasis crystals releases shards of ice that damage and slow targets. While radiant, solar precision final blows cause combatants to ignite, which you get radiant with the you know what I mean. This scorches. We did have that other artifact that we could check out as well. Where is it? This one. We can check that one out too. We'll have a look. We'll circle back. Yeah, I guess we can go to the blowfly helmet, hey? I don't think I've got one in the vault. Pretty sure I was like, this thing sucks. Get out of here. I might, but I doubt it. Oh no, I do. There you go. It has the old stats on it though. I'll grab it out, and we'll see if we can grab another one from old mate, fella man. You know him. You know old mate, fella man. I'm gonna pair of these here too. Okay. You can go away. Get a Dawn Chorus off old mate. Because Dawn Chorus does... ignites targets on impact from Daybreak, which is the super. Scorch deals additional damage. Builds to more powerful ignitions. Dealing damage with Scorch ignitions grants melee energy, which is going to be constant. So that's actually pretty good. But this one improves Hellion. Hellion is sort of like a background thing, but it's going to do more Scorch for us.
Let's see what we've got for each other.
Oh, I didn't realize I had 4 of them. Alright. Good. The one that has the Cypher, please. This one. Melee superclass. Which ones prioritize melee? Melee and health or melee and weapons? Melee and weapons. This is a different color than what it should be. Why is it different? It should be like a blue. Maybe I did pick the wrong one. Nope, still red. Weird. Oh, because I changed subclasses. It's based on the subclass. Forgot about that. Melee Prismatic Warlock's fun. I've been playing melee on the other classes. Yeah, you like punching things? Punching good. Did we get the right one? That'll do it. Get out of here, old Dawn Chorus. You can go in the vault, I guess. This has ornaments for it, doesn't it? Ah. That's Dawn Chorus as well. It looks less like a blowfly, I guess. Not completely out of the woods, but it's less. I do like this one too. I think that's a really good one for Verity's Brow. Makes you look cross-eyed, but it's fine. I'm cross-eyed in real life, so it doesn't really matter. Most of the time. Okay. We'll go stag. Okay. Now. Scorch targets, grants melee energy, and creates a fire sprite. Easy. Easy, 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 easy. Move it down there. Rapidly defeating multiple combatants with solar ignitions creates orbs of power. That's pretty good too. You apply scorch stacks. More scorch stacks to targets. That's awesome as well. I feel like these three are already like, yep. Ignitions have an increased area of effect. Radiant and restoration effects applied to you have increased duration. Defeating targets with solar ignitions grants grenade energy. Solar weapon final blows grant you and your allies increased health for a short duration. While Ember of Tempering is active, your weapons have increased airborne effectiveness, and your solar weapon final blows create a fire sprite. Isn't this one create a fire sprite as well? Oh, scorch targets. Okay. Solar ignition spreads scorch to effective targets. I feel like this is a double up. No, don't change that one. Powered melee attacks against combatants make you and your allies radiant. Okay. Final blows with solar super cause targets to ignite and create a fire sprite. I've got that already in the exotic. Solar weapon ability final blows extend the duration of restoration and radiant effects applied to you. Oh. Your solar super projectiles have stronger target acquisition. Ah, yeah, that's my, that was one of my Gambit favorites. Good old Gambit. You need solar fulmination on your artifact. We already went through the artifact. Where were you when I was picking and equipping everything? I might already have it equipped. I have no idea. I didn't read what they were called. Applying Restoration, Cure, or Radiant Allies increase regen. Class ability recharges faster when you scorch targets. I mean... Solar Grenade final blows cure you. When you revive an ally, you and other nearby allies gain Restoration. Picking up a Fire Sprite grants Restoration. I'm gonna be generating Fire Sprites all over the place. Ah, this is tough. Increased area of effect on the explosion? Sure, why not? Do fire sprites have the same? Because I know, Tangles have a cooldown, and the stasis crystals don't, or the stasis shards, whatever the fuck they're called, don't. Do fire sprites? Are fire sprites more like the stasis ones? It must be on a different artifact. Must be on this one. They're called Solar Fulmination. Not seeing it. And if it's on another artifact, then it's not going to be helping me right now because I need the frost ones as well. It's on the stupid transcendent one. That's the one that I said I wasn't going to use. Yep, there it is. I'm good. Thank you, though. Alright. Well, we had that on the other one. Well, you have frost armor taking critical damage, releases a burst that freezes nearby combatants. Picking up an elemental pickup matching your subclass element, or picking up a tangle while you have strand. Grants energy to your least charge ability. What do they do if they don't? I mean, that's good, but like... What if... know what I mean? What if I don't have that perk? What do they do? I thought that's what they did. Stasis debuffed. Combatants take increased solar damage. And that's good too. Destroying a tangle. Stunning a champion with an elemental weapon creates an elementally aligned explosion, applying a matching elemental debuff to them and nearby targets. Dealing sustained precision damage against combatants. Defeating a target that has a chance to create an elemental pickup. Oh, has a chance to create an elemental pickup matching your equipped super. Ammo bricks give you kinetic weapons increased damage, which we don't use. Micro missile damage. And then the more scorched, the scorching ignition fragments. No, I said no. I'm not doing solar fulmination. And we just did all the fragments as well. You're about 2 seconds behind. You gotta keep up, Mr. Pantheon. Just defeating targets has a chance to... It's another champion one. I'm kind of stuck into doing a champion one or multiple elements. Sustained weapon damage while radiant or defeating scorched combatants with a weapon. Causes the target to release solar projectiles that deal damage and scorch on impact. Whether mail frost armor or void overshield, your melee recharges faster and deals increased damage. When you're amplified or radiant, your grenade recharges faster. I mean, I could have both, technically. Picking up an elemental pickup or a tangle. Grants increased damage to weapons of the same element. I mean, that's pretty brutal as well. Create a tangle with frost armor active. While wielding a sword. Reloading a bow. I do like that. Grants damage to the same weapons. Increase damage to weapons of the same element, or frost armor final blows freeze nearby targets. I mean, right? So we have all of this equipped. I'm not worrying about how I look. We're going to test out this one first. And I'm just going to go to somewhere. Where has a bunch of enemies that sort of continuously can be tested upon? What if I give you a dim link? Why would you do that? What would that be for? I'm looking at the wrong pages. Oh, actually, we could do this instead, hey? We can go here. Haha. There's a customize. What? What? Why? What? I guess. Okay, I suppose it's just you can test out the modifiers and stuff, eh? Weird, though, that you can only select, like, some of them. Also, time bonus. Hello? Anyway. Alright, Vodlings. I hope I cut this next bit out, but I really need to pee, and I don't want to cut this into a separate episode, so I'll be back in a minute. Talk to you soon. Okay. I am back. I am here. We are continuing. Alright. We are in the firing range, which I can't remember how to use. They're going to be little... Well, in that case, go with Fall. Fallen is a better plan. Okay. So. The Warmind charge times out, I see. Okay. Okay. Huh. Bunch of captains. Alright, so. What have I got currently that guarantees a fire sprite? Also, curiosity, hold on. What if I make him Cabal? Hmm? More than one kill is going to be 1%, right? So I'm going to have to... Ember of Tempering times 3. No? Ignoble Deeds. Ignoble Deeds stays on the weapon. Reset? No? No. Oops. Combat wave? Okay, good. So it just restarts shit. Alright. I am confusion. I don't know how my build works. Gain charges by inflicting subclass debuffs on targets. Consume charges by defeating combatants. When charged, this weapon gains more handling reload speed. Okay, well, that's not anything particularly special. That's fine. These can make big crystals. The Warmind armor that I've got on. Solar abilities, area of effect damage. Increases weapons and grenade stats. Destroying a construct or destroying a tangle releases a solar detonation. Cool. Okay, so even if I am using this... That's a lot of crystals just for a handful of shots, you know? And I don't believe any of these are, quote-unquote, the large one. Like, they're all looking... Oh... I think they're all about the same size, hey? Try that again. If I do this, and then... Oh no, that was Crystalline Corpse Bloom. Crystalline Corpse Bloom... Wait, read the fucking perk again. Rapid final blows spawn a larger stasis crystal near the victim's location. Okay. But then on here, haven't I got... and stasis debuffs. Hitting a frozen target spawns stasis crystals. Oh, maybe not. I think I'm just dumb. Okay, so that's Crystalline Corpse Bloom. It's literally just get a second kill and you'll get crystals. Which is kind of awesome, because running that with, if you get headshots, you just double up on the crystals. So fighting a whole bunch of enemies, you're going to get a whole suite of crystals. And then any of these that break shatter into damaging crystals. Or freezing crystals? Hold on, what was it? Defeating frozen target spawns stasis crystals. Final blows, no. Shattering stasis crystals release shards of ice that damage and slow targets. Okay. But it doesn't... It won't trigger Warmind Cell. It won't start Warmind Cell unless I get kills with the crystal itself. Yeah, so there we go, Warmind charge. Yeah, there we go. So it's, you do get the bigger ones that are... That was the cold burst. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Alright. So once you start doubling up on kills, as a stasis build, this would be broken. But it's fine. It's fine. We're mucking around. We're mucking around. Improve scorch ignitions and daybreak projectiles, which we haven't really been leaning on too much. So this, the frost stuff, what does frost give us that just going solar doesn't? It gives us the Warmind cells, right? Whoops, did I just pull out my headset? No, we nearly did. Okay, so... Seventh Seraph gives Bolt. If we go... So I'm just not reloading. If I'm killing ads with this, I'm not reloading. Interesting. I like it. And then this will scorch. And ignite. Thank you for the Esther Saint. Like the Seraph Auto Rifle with target lock and subsistence. I can't stand target lock as a perk, hey. Fully agree with you on subsistence though. I love subsistence. Subsistence is great. But I target lock is so like, I don't want to be staring at anything for that long. Okay, so it doesn't do Scorch. Oh, it does when it's fired from the hip. Okay. But if we get the catalyst for it, it'll be even better. And then this is the bolt charge, so it's receiving or discharging bolt charge partially loads. Final blows with bolt charge. Grant bolt charge. While amplified, final blows grant additional bolt charge. Grant increased bolt charge stacks when you have none, which is fine. That's good. Oh, and because it's a 7th Seraph weapon, it will give us... Well, it is... I know this is something that can't be fixed so late in the game. It is a shame that this isn't stasis. Because if this could generate crystals with like headstone or something, oh my god. Solar weapon final blows. When it's active, your solar weapon final blows create a fire sprite. Okay, hold on. We need to check that out too. So, once we get a kill, Ember of Tempering should start, and we should... Okay, so there is a fire sprite cooldown. That's unfortunate. I do this. Ooh, lightning. Because of the bolt charge. Don't we have a thing that's like, it gives you... Collecting a fire sprite gives you... something? I haven't even put any perks on my armor yet, by the way. This is just the gear. What's the other one? This one? Maybe? Yeah. This one has... Same as before. Rapid hits with Solar give Radiant. Rapid hits with Stasis give Frost Armor. Heard Turncoat's amazing, but I'm not really getting why. Does it do anything other than deals more damage? Does it, like, weaken enemies or whatever? Because if it's that, then people probably have some really good builds for it. I've heard it's good. But I heard that the Linear Fusion Rifle, the new Linear Fusion Rifle exotic, I can't remember what it's called, is also amazing. But I tried it out for like 2 seconds and went, this sucks. And then moved on with my life. It's probably very good, but I didn't really try it out for very long. Picking up an elemental pickup matching a subclass grants energy to your least charged ability. Good. Stasis debuffed combatants take increased solar damage. Defeating targets has a chance to create an elemental pickup matching your... Yep. Stunning a champion. Dealing sustained weapon damage while radiant or defeating a scorched combatant with a weapon. While frost armor is active. Stasis weapon final blows cause combatants to release a freezing burst. Let's try it. Let's see how that goes. See how it feels. It's void, so definitely weakens with the right build. Yeah, no, but I mean the gun itself. I mean, I know it's void, so it weakens. It's like saying solar scorches. It doesn't always scorch just because it's a solar weapon, you know? Ooh! That's a big boom. Big butter boom. That's a big boom. What does that do? Oh, wait, no, hold on. Stop. Woo! Okay. Not bad. I can work with this. Right, so there's a frost armor. Oh. Oh, it's full refill. Wow. Well, it's not full, but it's like a good 15 plus rounds or something, you know? Not bad. Look at them all activating their shields. Because in theory... Hold on. Reset them. Chain with the Scions. Turncoat's good. I don't know. Apparently. If I do this, so they all start running around and getting closer to each other and shit. Okay. So. If I do this, and then... Okay, so I do get Warmind charges. I can all run around, get a bit closer. Guys, I turned you off. Gotta stop, fellas. If I do that, he's a crystal, and then I do this, I think we got a kill on that. Alright, let's do this then. We'll let him defrost. Come on, mate. Yes, so we get 1-1 charges just from that. Good. But it has to be destroying a construct or a powerful combatant. That's right. I would love this machine gun if it had subsistence and headstone on it. Is there... Oh, it doesn't let me know what element it is. Chain of command in here? Nope. Where is chain of command? Solo ops, maybe? Yeah, okay. I don't know what perks I can get on chain of command. If I can get headstone, it might be more worth it. Because, like, this gives me Warmind cells and bolt charge. So it's effectively like a bottomless mag. But without the ability to create crystals, it's kind of pointless. You know what I mean? Also, I didn't infuse this one up, which was very silly of me. Isn't bolt charge supposed to discharge on ability kills? Oh, okay, it's got to charge up. Gotcha. Okay. Hmm. And then the mods are just sort of like, you know, they are what they are. Whatever they end up being. We'll figure that out, because it's mostly just like to have more stats, or make this recharge better, or whatever. There's never anything particularly exciting in armor. Not anymore, anyway. Solar projectiles that deal damage and scorch on impact. Stasis precision final blows. Release a freezing burst, which we saw. Like, I know we don't have the most recently charged ability on this one, which kind of makes our, it does really feel like we should go all in on stasis, but I want to make a good solar build, you know? And I thought that this Warmind armor would be a cool way to do it. But apparently it's not. So we might just use the Pit of Heresy armor instead. I don't know. I don't think this is a terrible build. I think it is just... I think it is just a, an incomplete build. Like, it just needs a bit of work. I don't even want this artifact, I want the other one, yeah. This one. Right. Great with bolt charge. What is? Void Strand, Prismatic Support, Vanguard, Crucible, Gambit, Raid, Dungeon, Trials, Nightfall, Strike, Alpha, Beta, Gamma, Delta, Epsilon. Okay. Call it Epsilon, why not? There's got to be a Warmind icon in here somewhere. Oh, maybe they're all the icons for the clan banner. Might not. Nah. Turncode's great with Bolt Charge. Does it have Bolt Charge on it, or is it like an extra thing? Because it's Void, yeah? Went past it again. This is such a shit system. That'll do. Okay. Then we're going to do a check. Legendary only, sorted by newest to oldest, yes. I can take the ornaments and shit off you, which I forgot to earlier. We're just part of the build now. Because it's saved. Where are you? Here you are. I only have 3 pieces of you. You're not in the sort by set though either, are you? Got a tier slot? No. Filters. Set bonus. No, it's only the stuff from before. That sucks. Anyway. I could have sworn I had 4 pieces. This is like, yeah, luminipotent. Doesn't help. That's cool. Little dagger. Alright. Ah, don't, do I? Bugger. Okay. Warmind charges without the secondary one that makes it explode. Right? Which is difficult for this build to do that without the LMG. And we could switch out the exotic and stuff, but it's not. I don't want to do that. That's not the point. Each stagger Warmind charge increases your weapon and grenade stats, so it would just make your recharge faster. You get your stuff back quicker. Or you switch out 2 of the pieces for this. And then we can have 2-piece regenerative threshold. Performing a finisher stores power. The next time your shields are broken, consume stored power to immediately heal and restart health. While you have radiant restoration or cure, your melee hits release a burst that will scorch the target. I mean, my melee hits do that anyway. Right? What if we bump you up? Oh, that's the LMG. Sorry, sorry, sorry. Decent. They're all looking at each other like, who's next? Bang? No. How did I get an ignition on the first dude? But was that a Warmind explosion? Because I saw the Warmind shit on it. Wait, hold on. Huh. But they're classed as powerful combatants, because they're orange, I guess. Not the plain old red boys. Or is this just... doesn't work on these guys? I don't know. I don't know. We'll try it. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I will deal with it more off-stream VODlings. Don't you worry your little heads over it. I'll muck around and do some other bits and pieces. However, if you're watching this tomorrow, 10 years from now, or long after I'm gone... Oh, that looks confusing. You're awesome. And I'm sure you'll hear from me again. I will catch you in the next one. See ya.